So let's go ahead and get started. Today is going to be one of those days that I want to take it like kind of slow. At the same time, we're going to keep it on pace.
I'm Kim Barber with Kim Barber Group and eXp Realty, and I've helped thousands of owners and agents with real estate since 2004.
Just things that will attract people, whether you do a quick YouTube thing or a live, whatever it is, all of that stuff brings people to you. And then they say, oh, let me look at his website. And then they gravitate towards that. Okay. And so to this point, where do you get these quality leads? There's not always a lot of loyalty with people that come to your website, but the more that they get to know us, that's another way. When we put our brand out there, we were talking about yourself, then we push all the people in there, but then, we start doing sales, and the more that they like us, we're going to talk about that, then the more they'll want to meet you, right? They'll be like, wow, this person, like, I like their stuff, Michelle, I'm going to move to that area. They have a lot of content that I like. And then they're putting stuff around you that you like too, like you're going to like them, right? When you call them, be like, oh, when are you coming into town? Wait till you check out this restaurant, you're going to love it, right? It's just a much easier conversation. And then they go down. So Russell Brunson, make sure that I give credit. Regine, we talk about copyright, right? So we give Russell Brunson. I don't know how many people know Russell Brunson, but we're going to talk a little bit about him. He owns a company. Him and another gentleman are the founders of a company called ClickFunnels. They are very famous to be the concept of that flat website to really what we want is a sales funnel. And so we're going to talk about that a little bit more as we move along, but it's the same idea, except, the orders or the upsells, it really depends on what you're selling, right? And so in this case, I'm trying to get you to buy and sell a home, but, I might show you all these things. I want to buy and sell a home. I'm going to help you stage it and maximize your home value, right? You want to buy and sell a home or buy a home. I'm going to help you with your credit, right? So the more that we go through this process, the more that you can say, I'm going to add more value. I'm going to help you relocate, whatever it is that you're going to do. That's part of, the idea of what would make them pick you versus another one, right? But the first stage is capturing them, right? And so that's what we're going to talk about today. But it's important. I find that when people understand the why and the end goal, it's more exciting to do the tedious, but then the mind starts to think different ways and stuff like that. So if you ever want to really crush it with sales funnels, this is somebody that I can highly recommend. And the 2CCX, I am in their program. So this stuff is in my head all the time now, right? And listings in the neighborhood, buyers that they're like, I want to find this person. I can see they specialize in this. They're going to know the area, or they're your friend. I mean, let's face it, they're a past client, right? And so you've already established yourself as an expert with them. They already know and like and trust you, but they still need the content. So this areas that we cover does have SEO searchable. This is one of the easiest places. And on the back end of kvCORE, again, it's located right here. You go to content and then the SEO service areas. Okay. This is going to directly map to the towns and the neighborhoods in our worksheet. Okay. And then what I want to show you is that all of these keywords right here are going to be in the tool that we're going to use once we outline each of the different areas. Okay. So then you'll have this keywords populated. And that's the one that I mentioned over here on the display text. If you, for example, put this in all caps and you save it. So it's all caps there. And then depending on how fast this site will update and load, see how it's all caps now here. Okay. So I don't prefer all caps. I find it to be a little bit more difficult to read, but that's just me. So like this one, I'd want to go clean up and edit. So this is something that you can do later, but know that that's where it comes from. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and just change it because I don't like the way it looks. And then I'm going to populate there. If I scroll down, what we're going to end up doing, we're going to end up, just kind of cleaning up our list, auditing our list, and we're going to match that sheet here. So another technicality, if you will, functionality is that this is the dropdown where you're going to add the areas. I know for myself, I quite often click in this field, but this is the field where you find your communities. Okay, so if you're going to say Fairfax, you also kind of need to do it slow because it just seems to be the way that it happens. So notice that it says county or neighborhood. And so sometimes you have to scroll down to find the neighborhood, or if you want to find the county, then you have to kind of keep fiddling with it. So just know that's the way it is. So going back to the kvCORE. All right. So then the other place that we have, again, the squeeze pages, this is where we're really going to drill it down. And I know some people are familiar, but when you come into the other place that is SEO, the squeeze pages themselves don't necessarily drive the SEO. It's what we do with it next. Okay. So again, one step at a time, that when it comes to the squeeze page, that's the value ladder that we're starting to say, like, I'm going to give high value content that somebody wants to have. So this is the squeeze page. Now, why would we want to do a squeeze page? Again, high value. When you go to the website and you want to see here, communities, higher value, I need the school zone, right? And so Western Loudoun. So I'm going to use this as an example, or, if anybody wants, you have to be in my MLS. Paula, do you want to tell me an area that you think would be, let me go back over to here. And so we're going to build a squeeze page. So this is all lead engine. You can come to here, right? And then that's the first two, right? So there's different ways to skin this cat right here, or it's a part of the lead engine, right? And then in case that I have these different domains for mine, I can do top level and push it down, or like Christine, you can do just for your as well, right? And so that's for anybody that's a team site, but I'm digressing a little bit. So I'm just going to come over here, build a squeeze page, and the same concept again, when you're doing your website, sells for you. I know that we had your Texas, you know what I mean? And your Georgia, you can start thinking through this and then make the same communities. Okay. But let's just say that we want to do and make it a little bit easier. And we're going to go to the content. And so we're going to get into this. So this would be under communities, right? So I've got these different ones. We'll go over this. So you already had Percival for sale, or communities. So if Paula's there, I don't know, but we're going to say, what would we want to say? Like Percival. I just want to keep it consistent at, Ashburn, right? You can write whatever you want, your town, whatever your proper language is. Right here, we're just going to make this an easy search. Right. All right. This is where Ash, but what would be more high value? Like, what would be some ideas of that? So see the slug there changed, and then the keywords, we're going to take this over here. Ashburn, we're going to come right over to our cheat sheet. Oops. We're going to come right over to my cheat sheet. We're going to find Ashburn because I lost it. All right. It's this one. So let me go ahead and come over here. All right. So this is the optimization that is really important. So this is going to be the keywords, right? And so I'm going to tell you what this is in a minute. All right. So this is, I can add it. I can push it down. Okay, so this, and then you can turn it on or you can turn it off. I'm going to go ahead and turn it on. Let's see if it refreshes. So if I go back to the page here, and then I just simply refresh it, this is where if you have too many pages, and look, now Ashburn's there. Okay, that's all free.
Cool.
Right? Okay, awesome. Good deal. All right, everybody.
Cool.
kvCORE exposed. Strategy, generating leads with purpose, right? Totally different ball game now, right? So, yeah.